Science shows why you can't stop Facebook stalking your ex. Ooh, I kind of know this one. Yikes. Okay, so it says here, according to a number of different neurological studies and research, that we're addicted to our relationships. It says over the years, the research has found that the mechanisms in the brain involved in falling in love are the same mechanisms activated during drug addiction. Okay. And the thing is, when you break up with someone, how do you really turn that off, right? Unless you don't see them ever again. So when you're on Facebook, this is what they suggest. When you're on Facebook, when you look on social media and you stalk them, you are immediately searching out those endorphins and looking for that payoff. But then how do you really get over that person? It says here in one of the studies, as far as the midbrain reward system is concerned, they were still in love. The study's author conclude, even though the students' rewards, aka their exes, were long gone, we understand that our relationships are over. Our reward system still expects our exes to return and make us happy again. So just don't toy with it. Don't keep stalking them, and hopefully you can get over your ex. But that's easier said than done, right? Thoughts, 5 words or less.
Clearing my search history.
Just don't do it, homie.
Don't tell me this is natural.
Need to be social freedia, not media, freedia, because this is something that...
God, I get you. I'm with you.
This is something that I know. Like so
I know it too.
Abigail's book, you guys, this may sound crazy. Chapter 1, really important chapter. Number 1, reasons to not stalk your ex. So we just learned some science behind it that when you stalk your ex, it makes it harder to get over them. So tell us about your chapter. What advice could you give me and everybody else out there?
I think that people like nowadays see like unfriending and like unfollowing as like, oh my God, like that's so intense. Like, but you know, sometimes you just got to do it. You just got to block it and make sure that you can't look at it. Because when you block somebody, not just unfriend, but if you block somebody, you cannot see their thing.
I love that.
And that's so important because you know what? Like as much as it's going to seem like a burn, it's for your mental health. And then you know what? You're not going to look at it. And eventually you're not going to miss looking at it.
Yeah, because then if you continue to look at it, right, then it's taking you longer and longer and longer to get over that person.
Right. They say it takes 21 days to break a habit. You do have to cut the cord, but there's this little voice in the back of your head that goes, listen, I need to see that I can handle it.
Yeah.
I need to go check to show it's not a big deal. And then like 55 photos later,
and it hurts.
When you're like, why isn't that photo of us up anymore?
Or you're like, the worst is when you like go on Twitter and like I've done this too before where I go on Twitter and I look at their Twitter and I'm like, all right, this all seems kosher, chill, fine, good, great, wonderful. And then I'm like, oh, wow, they followed another person.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Because
no.
when we were together, he was following 340 people and now it's 341.
Who's this one?
Who's the one? And it's like this blonde girl and she's cute and then you go to her Twitter and she like favorited one of his tweets and you're like, and automatically you're like, oh, okay, he's in love with her.
You love her, don't you?
Cool. That's great.
Engaged.
Awesome.
I can't believe she's
They're
already
engaged.
pregnant.
She's pregnant. I was about to say she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And then it's just not good. You can't do that. You can't do that to yourself.
Yeah, because it takes up not only your time, your social time, just your time in general, but then also you're putting yourself through agony, right?
And what you talk about in the book that I really appreciated was you need to value yourself. It's not, the more that you are putting this person on a pedestal and the more that you're, you know, looking at them and idolizing them, it's taking away from your own mental health. So if you block them or you know, unfollow them, it's not, you say like an act of war. It doesn't need to be like seen as an aggressive thing. It's just you putting yourself first, which is fine.
You know, I've gotten those text messages that are like, why did you block me on Facebook? And, you know, that kind of stuff. And I've also sent a lot of those text messages, but it's besides the point. You know, and I'm just like, look, no hard feelings. Well, kind of hard feelings, but, you know, mostly not. I just gotta, you know, gotta do me.
They might also be completely broken up and scarred too, but they're equally not trying to let you see that.
Yeah, I think that when you're going through a breakup, it can feel really like lonely and like I'm like so sad about this and I'm so like heartbroken. And you imagine that the other person is going out and raging and meeting new people all the time. And in actuality, they're most likely pretty sad about it too and being pretty like somber. And you know, we all have friends that when we go through a breakup are like, you know what, we're gonna go out tonight and you're gonna find a boy. Yeah.
Let's go, girls. Let's do
it. And I'm like, yeah. And then like I start to get ready and I'm like, We watched like The Notebook.
I was just gonna say The Notebook.
Yeah.
Like, does anyone have The Notebook?
But what I love what you said, because you devoured the book. I love that it not only does your book give advice, but it's relatable. Someone like you know, some people might imagine that an actress in Hollywood does not go through the same thing that an average girl does or a boy does. So I love that you make it relatable, but you're also very empowering. So again, you guys, you can pick up this book October 6th. You want to read it, right?
Yes.
And then, of course, make sure you check out Abigail on Scream Queens every Tuesday on Fox. So exciting. Thank you, Abby, for being here.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys all next time on Pop Trigger.